July was by far the most eventful month of the year when it comes to LEGO speedrunning. Not only did we have LEGOthon, the charity speedrun marathon, but also the All TT Games Relay, and plenty of activity all across the board. Beginning with the monthly challenge, I'd like to once again congratulate Cedum Naztec on his win of not just the challenge, but also the world record bounty for LEGO Harry Potter years 1 through 4. This will be the final monthly challenge for the foreseeable future, until it generates a more widespread interest. July 10th saw the start of a huge week for the handheld LEGO games. Strategies involving height storage have been gradually implemented more and more in the DS games since their discovery in 2022. While small jump storage has been known about in Batman 1 and Indy 2 DS already, similar strategies were proven to exist in the Complete Saga DS, saving time in a majority of the game's categories. On July 10th, LaserTrap found that by using a Jedi's single jump slam, you can store a large height boost by character swapping on the same frame as you attack. While this slam storage can be used to cross large gaps and get more collectibles in story, it can also push you through the game's ceiling. This is used extensively in the free play category, such as in Droid Factory and Echo Base to skip doors. One day later, a new accidental type of height storage was discovered in LEGO Batman 1. This initially came from a bad attempt to cancel an animation after reaching the top of a ladder, but it turned out it produced a large height boost when switching back characters. After some testing, MageCard deduced that the trick was unfortunately frame perfect with a long setup time, since swapping characters on a ladder sends you right back down to the bottom. However, it does get one usage inside of the Villain Gotham Streets level, where an entire room can be skipped by using ladder storage to jump over a fence. Alexo's new record of 4308 showcases that with an impressive first try ladder skip. Ladder storage quickly became obsolete for free play runs. Nice Fighter's previously known method of jump storage in Batman was very inconsistent, but MageCar made a suggestion which drastically changed the free play category. Character swapping generates lag frames, so by holding start through those frames you can pause buffer the height gained through storing jumps. You can also store jumps on every character in your roster, making it possible to skip a lot with the combined boosts. With this knowledge in hand, several more jump storage skips were discovered, particularly in hero mode levels. At this point, the free play all levels run has been lowered from a 114 to a 107 by LaserTrap. The discovery of ladder storage led handheld runners to search for similar things within LEGO Indiana Jones 1 with the ropes. Nothing was found in the first game, but when it was tested in the second game, things got a little out of hand. When the rope storage is active, you can get through any wall in the game. This game is normally very bland, so this discovery was mind-blowing. Unfortunately, it's a little different than ladder storage, as in order for it to activate, it requires an action from the player to AI. Because of this, only one practical door skip has been found, but runners are hoping to find a lot more soon.
LEGO Star Wars: A Complete Saga saw quite an eventful month in July, with PACE Summer 2023 taking place in Laurel, Maryland, featuring a TCS live time attack tournament that took place on July 4th. For 10 hours, 6 of the game's top runners grinded attempts, all to earn a share of the $1,000 prize pool. There were many ups and downs, but world record holder Zach finished out on top, with the rest of the results being visible on screen now. PACE Summer 2023 also saw the showcase of LEGO Indiana Jones Any% by Chimkin, the first ever in-person showcase for the game. The day after PACE, runner Ginger Legend would get an Any% PB of 224.11, putting him into 4th place. The next week, following the end of LEGOthon, the 3rd annual installment of TCS Break the Record was announced, featuring a record-high runner count of 11, scheduled to take place from August 11th to 13th on the LEGO Speedrun's Twitch channel. The full trailer for this event can be found in the description. Following this announcement, many runners in the event immediately started to PB, with DeHamster getting a 229.30, Frostbite getting a 226.33, Xenor getting a 225.59, and Zach getting a 222.25, the first world record in the Any% category in over 6 months. Heading over to skips, there are 2 new skips that were found in July, the first one being DVT skip. DV2 skip is finally gone with this faster and easier time save found by Viola. In Chancellor, the hamster found that you could drop your other player out of bounds, allowing you to skip an R2 panel, saving up to 5 seconds. And although it is not a new strat, Ripmore skips now being done in runs, with a consistent method for all monitors to have a 40Hz option being found by Seedemnastic.
On July 30th, Chimkin found a minor skip in LEGO Movie 2 during the Chameleon boss fight in the jungle that allows you to get on top of the Chameleon a slight bit quicker, which saves a total of around 10 seconds. Later the same day, Chimkin and T-Fresh set a new world record in any percent co-op with a time of 48 minutes and 36 seconds. And finally on the 31st, Chimkin beat the solo any percent record with a time of 45 minutes and 19 seconds, beating the previous record by over 2 minutes, which was largely due to incorporating new 1P2C and some minor optimizations into the run. After the streak of solo world records in LEGO Harry Potter Years 1 through 4 any percent, Paxo and I decided to team up to update the any percent co-op world record. We ended up getting a time of 1 hour, 21 minutes and 30 seconds, and while it's a bit behind our personal bests, we improved the co-op record by 5.5 minutes, and we're planning to push it even further sometime soon.
In LEGO Harry Potter Years 1 through 4, on top of the activity and world record setting that came with hosting the monthly challenge, the game also saw one of the most active months in its history for any percent world record setting. Seed switched from replay story to take the any percent no-cut world record with a time of 1 hour, 20 minutes and 28 seconds, which is an 11-second improvement on the 8th of July, and this is where the madness begun. On the 11th of July, Seed improved the world record to a 1:20:02. Just 3 hours later, both myself and Seed were on world record pace runs into Year 4. I finished my run first with a 1:19:16 and the first ever sub 120 run. Seed finished his run just 3 minutes later, but crucially beat my time with a 1:19:02, making my run the shortest lasting world record in the game's history. Things slowed down a bit after that. It took Seed a whole 12 hours to improve his own world record and get the first sub 1:19 with a 1:18:44, and a further 12 hours for me to improve my time to a 1:18:39, a 5 seconds world record. With all those improvements, the category went down 2-minute barriers and 5 world records in about 28 hours, something that we will probably never ever see again. Seed also took the time to update the 1 through 7 any percent no-cut world record with all the new tech over the past few months, such as Grey Lady flying in the latter part of 5 through 7. He finished with a 2:26:20 RTA, about 2 minutes away from his 1 through 4 PB, but a massive 2 minutes world record in 5 through 7, which led to almost a half an hour improvement for the category, and the first sub 2:30 run. Some more minor skips and world records were also achieved in the LEGO Harry Potter games. Seed found a way to make the skip known as God Warp in 2-5 consistent with a more precise fang position. This saves a potential 2 seconds and is viable for any percent or replay story categories without Accio. He also found the triggers for the first room's puzzles in 4-6 were hittable in free play. This saves a handful of seconds in any category that enters the level in free play. And he also found in 5 through 7 a way to speed up the Umbridge boss fight in all categories in the level 7-2. In terms of world records, Hirasmi got the Year 1 replay story world record with an 8-minute 43 time, and I got the Year 4 replay story world record with an 11-minute and 1 second time. LEGO The Hobbit saw an incredibly major milestone being broken this month. On the 9th of July, Hamster got on an insane pace run in his quest for sub 10 any percent no cut. He lost a bit of time to the pause roll, but just managed to stop the timer with a 9:59.86. Unfortunately, he split early in this run, and the run was retimed to be a 10:00.067, or 3 frames off of the elusive sub 10 time. 5 days later, however, the mistake was corrected by over 5 seconds, with Hamster getting a 9:54. This makes Hobbit the 3rd LEGO game to have a sub 10 minutes any percent, joining LEGO Batman 3 and LEGO The Incredibles with that honour. The next day, myself and Hamster got a restricted no levels early, no cut world record with a 1:43:08, and a few days after, Hamster did the first Minikit rush run and got a 1:26:22. In the relay at the end of the month, Hamster also improved any percent standard to a 13.25, a 48-second world record on a no reset. Not a bad month for the game overall.
On the 12th of July, I found a way to hit one of the most infamous skips in LEGO Batman 1 Villain Freeplay. The skip is called Devil Skip, and it's an out of bounds trigger to skip the final slow room of 6-5. Since the community also switched to load remove timing, Devil Skip now being a thing, and since the previous runs don't have implemented 4-4 end trigger yet, it was just a matter of time for the record to be lowered. On day number 2 of LEGOthon, I managed to set 2 new world records in LEGO Batman 1 Villain Freeplay. Both records were only load remove time records, since the previous record didn't use a load remover. These new records stood out since they now featured almost every known strat for LEGO Batman 1, including 4-4 end trigger and the previously mentioned Devil Skip. Only 2 days later, I was able to set the first new RTA and load remove time record in LEGO Batman 1 Villain Freeplay since November 2021. The new load removed record was now sitting at the 24:21. 2 days afterwards, on the 19th of July, Nolan gets his first ever main category world record in LEGO Batman 1, beating my load remove time by 5 seconds and getting a 24:16. This was also the first time I didn't have world record in that category since May 2021. With the newly implemented skips being more and more optimized, it was just a matter of time until someone breaks the 24-minute barrier. On the 21st of July, I got on a promising run, being almost 30 seconds ahead coming out of the 4th level and well on pace for a sub 24 time. Over the course of episode 5 and 6, I started to bleed time everywhere and was not able to seal the deal. After losing almost all time, I was able to tie Nolan's record with another 24:16 load remove time. However, this was the first ever sub 26 RTA run of this category. After this intense back and forth, it took another 6 days to finally break the tie. On July 27th, I was able to get a 23:43 load remove time, breaking the previous record by 33 seconds. This huge time save was mainly due to a faster 4-4 end trigger and cleaner gameplay overall. After setting the new world record, I decided to take a look at the 2 vehicle levels left in Villain Freeplay and was looking for new skips in those levels. The same evening on the 27th and also on the next day, I was able to find new drop-in warps in both levels, the flying level 6-2 and the boat level 5-3. Given how new and precise they are, they're not implemented in the record yet. With those new skips, a sub 23 time is possible for this category.
LEGO Star Wars 3 had some action this month. On July 10th, I improved the any percent standard record with a time of 2 hours, 4 minutes, and 38 seconds, beating the previous record by 31 seconds. There weren't any major new strats in this run, just some small updates and improvements. 12 days later, Toad beats the free play record with a 58 minute and 51 second time, beating the previous record by 23 seconds. Similarly, this record was mostly smaller optimizations and strat improvements, with nothing too major implemented. At the end of the month, an all TT Games relay began. This relay took the top runners of every single mainline TT game, 15 runners and 26 games, and had them run back to back to complete the any percent in each game. Our goal was to update the last relay, now 3 years old, with all the new strats and optimizations that each game has gotten over the years. The games with the biggest time saves, with multiple hours of new strats in each game, include Hobbit, LEGO City Undercover, and Incredibles. There were many hiccups during the relay, such as corrupted save game files, mistranslated time zones, accidentally oversleeping, and of course, the numerous softlocks and crashes that come with doing no reset runs. But thanks to the flexibility and adaptability of all the runners, including an unexpected runner, we were able to finish with a time of 49 hours and 29 minutes, beating the previous record by over 17 hours. We even appended the Skywalker Saga, the newest TT game, to the end of the relay to keep the speedrun category up to date. The relay had 2 individual game world records within it, Hobbit and Jurassic World, as well as 3 personal bests. We also scheduled the relay with smaller relays inside, like sub-relays, which we got world record in all of these categories. These included all 3 game engine categories, Indiana Jones, and the first 3 LEGO Star Wars. Thank you to all the runners who participated, and congratulations on the time.
For the first time ever in a monthly recap, we get to talk about LEGO Alpha Team, which Bixel ran at LEGOthon. On the 10th before the event, Bixel set a 33:25. Then on the 16th during LEGOthon, he got a massive record, as well as the game's first sub-30. This wasn't the only miscellaneous event to take place in July though. Across the board, this was by far the busiest month in a while, with there not really being one big game, rather improvements everywhere. For example, we have 2 new moderators for the SRC boards, Sedum Nastek for Avengers and Gus for LEGO Marvel Superheroes 1, with the aforementioned Seed also setting an any percent record of 139 in Avengers. On top of that, Seed also got the LEGO Batman 2 any percent record with a 122. There were some minor developments in LEGO Indiana Jones 1, mostly due to T-Fresh and Chimkin's Artifact Rush run during LEGOthon, but we also saw the release of an in-depth guide for 1-2, the game's big barrier to entry level, a new individual temple episode record from Chimkin, and a solo Artifact Rush run from T-Fresh. Flaming Laser got the Skywalker Saga Sequels World Record, and Grunt % ABL was pushed down to a 155. Again, a very hectic, busy, and amazing month for the community. I'm sure a lot of you are excited to hear about this year's LEGOthon, but there isn't enough time in this video to give an extensive recap. We managed to raise $1,675 for Extra Life charity, smashing the $1,500 goal we had set. It was an amazing event, and thanks to everyone that helped contribute and watch. There's a new playlist on the channel with all 22 runs inside, so you can re-watch whatever you may have missed live. We'll be back next month to cover whatever new crazy things are found, but until then, thanks for watching.